I did fall asleep for a few years working at that store. I just got caught up in the little life there. And this isn't my dream. This isn't what I wanted to do, working at a video store. I wanted to actually make movies. It's not my dream, what I'm doing. But it's dream adjacent. It's close to my dream. It's close to my dream. I get to watch movies all fucking day. I get to talk about movies all fucking day. I don't have to work at a pizza parlor. I'm not delivering pizzas. I'm not busting ass as a bartender. I'm not busting ass doing menial jobs. I mean, this is the kind of job that, you know, I'd do if I'd go to the store if I wasn't paid to go to the store. But for a couple of years, it did put me to sleep. It did kind of put me to sleep. It put my ambitions to sleep for a little bit because I was happy enough. We had a buddy of ours named Steve-O. But now Steve-O was older than the rest of us. And so we're roommates. And there's this one night that he's kind of disgusted with his life. And he starts ranting. Quentin, at 20, I worked at South Bay Cinemas, and I hung out with a bunch of guys just like you. And then I stopped working at South Bay Cinema. Then I worked at Miller's Outpost and hung out with a bunch of guys just like you, and we did everything just like we do. We went to movies together. We went out and we dated amongst the girls there, everything. Yeah. Then I worked at Leisure Pizza for 4 years with a bunch of guys just like you. I've wasted my life hanging out with a bunch of guys just like you. And they all go away at a certain point. And I realized this guy's kind of telling the truth. This is coming from somewhere. I'm turning 25 around this time. So I'm having my own little, okay, well, what have I done with my life so far? So far, fucking nothing. So I'm having my own little anxiety hitting 25, but I'm seeing what it's like 5 years from now.
Yeah.
When you turn 30.
Yeah, window to the future.
When you're turn 30 and you're in this situation. I decided to change my life. And I was like, look, the problem is that I'm living in the South Bay, and even though I drive to Los Angeles, I got to not worry about this job anymore. I got to just move to Hollywood. I got to get involved there. I got to meet other people that are in the business. And if I have to work manpower jobs, you know, where you just work like 4 days at this place and 4 days at that place, well, then that's fine. And by the way, I shouldn't be making money until I'm making money doing what I want to do. But then, you know, the next thing I knew, you know, I moved out of the South Bay. And then I couldn't move into Hollywood. I couldn't afford Hollywood, but I could afford Koreatown. And that was close enough. And literally the minute I kind of moved out there, I met a guy who wrote low-budget horror movies. And then through him, I met other guys that wrote low-budget horror movies. And this guy who directs a few low-budget horror, and this guy who produces a couple. And but yeah, you meet one person and that introduces you to 3 other people. Now, all of a sudden, I actually knew people who were actually making movies. And the thing about it was like, also, well, if these guys can do it, I can do it. Because they weren't too special.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the weird realization that you end up having.
Yeah. And then literally, it wasn't like everything changed, but like within a year and a half, from moving out of the South Bay and moving into the Hollywood area, within a year and a half, I was finally able to make a living as a writer. You know, getting like a $7,000 for this rewrite on this script over here, $4,000 for this polish over here, another $10,000 for this rewrite over here. Well, shit. I mean, I would make $10,000 a year through all my 20s before that point. So if I can make $15,000 from writing, oh my God, that was the greatest thing in the world.